Good morning. Just vacating the shelter. It's 8:30. I wanted to get out of here before 8, but I'm thinking I left town too soon. I probably should have given myself another day, but I don't know. I think I already mentioned it, that there's apparently 2 strains of this virus. One is the very acute symptoms where people are very obviously, seriously ill, vomiting, diarrhea, for 24 hours, and then 2 or 3 days of feeling punky. And then another group that there's several of us that never really got that bad, but had the slight symptoms, but for longer. So in any case, I stopped at this shelter, Big Bald shelter, yesterday, which was only 8 miles, and I had farther goal. I was trying to get to Spivey Gap, but not to get gross, but I've got the runs, and I'm just super lightheaded and weak and feeling really bad. Add to that, it was 18 degrees last night, and still right now it's about the same. What did I do with my... I have to find my thermometer. It's hanging off the back of my pack now, which is silly, but because we wanted to know what the temperature was in the shelter. So there were just 3 of us last night. So it's obviously a winter wonderland. And the weather report, one of the guys had cell service. I didn't, on the Wi-Fi. So he checked the weather, and it is supposed to be warming up in the 30s today, which might melt some of this stuff. So I'm probably looking at mud, because it was all up yesterday, so it's all down today. So I gotta be careful of ice. And it sure is absolutely stunningly gorgeous, but I don't feel well. So let's see what happens. Because I'm feeling kind of punky and cranky this morning, I've only been on the trail 10 minutes, but I'm just trying to change my brain waves to be positive and optimistic and grateful. So I just started thinking about the good things. Like last night, there were 3 of us in the shelter, 2 men and myself. One man had a 30-degree sleeping bag, and the other had, I think he said a 20-degree. I think 20-degree. And both of their feet all night. One of them, the one on the top bunk, was freezing. He said he just couldn't get warm last night, and he was in the 30-degree. The other guy on the lower level with me, it was a 20-degree, I don't remember. And his feet, he said he just couldn't get them warm, and he was very uncomfortable. And I was quite warm, absolutely comfortable. I also layered, so I am pleased with my choices for gear, my clothing and my sleeping bag. I did have to layer. I wore almost all my clothes, but I was warm and not in danger of hypothermia, and they didn't sleep much at all. And for shelter sleeping, I slept okay. So I have the Enlightened Equipment quilt, 10-degree, and it worked very well for me. I'll do a review after my hike on everything. There's only 2 issues I have with that, and it's nothing major, but it did its most important job, which was keeping me warm. I have Under Armour Expedition Weight 4.0 sleep clothing that have served me well so far this whole season, and I started in February. And I will say that I generally layer that. If my hiking clothes are dry, I just put the sleeping clothes on top, and that avoids having to get naked and dressed in the morning. And that's what I did last night. And last night I even put my fleece on and my pocket coat. So it was all well. So I'm grateful for my gear choices and that I was warm last night. The biggest reason that I stopped, I wasn't feeling well, but because I was cold, part of me wanted to keep walking to keep warm, keep my blood flowing. My original goal was Spivey Gap, which would have been 13 point something miles. And what I had originally planned was, as I got within a mile or so of Spivey Gap, I was just going to start looking for a tenting spot, either, just before or just after. It's the first thing I saw. But as the weather turned and got colder and it was half rain, half snow, kind of like sleety gross, I kind of figured, since there's shelters, 5 miles in either direction of that gap, or 5 or 6 miles, that there wouldn't be many people stealth tenting, which is my favorite thing to do. But I didn't want to be alone in that real cold, and I couldn't get Wi-Fi to see if the weather forecast had changed with high winds or a lot of snow or anything. So I didn't want to tent stealth alone, not really knowing what was going to happen with the weather. So that, in addition to feeling not good, I opted just to stop my day short at the shelter. But that bummed me out because, yet again, I mentioned that I'm feeling stronger and capable of doing more miles. And I got stopped short because of this virus, and now I'm stopped short because of the weather and the virus, and I'm frustrated. I'm really looking forward to doing 14 and 15 mile days. That would, when you hear me report that, you will know that I am damn proud and on my way. Anyway, I'm gonna put the phone down. This trail is smooth right now. I'm not going up or down, so that's why I took advantage to talk to you, but my arm is sore from holding the phone up. So I just realized that today is Easter. It's Easter Sunday. So it's a bit late for you, but I hope that you all had a joyous Easter with your families and friends, or whatever the case may be. And if you don't celebrate Easter, that you just had a wonderful day. Wonder if I'll find a hidden Easter egg somewhere on the trail. Probably not. I miss my kids desperately. So I'm trying not to be sad today. All is well. It's a beautiful day. I'm on this side of the grass, so it makes it a good day. So I've been descending this mountain, and the snow has changed to rain, and it's no longer sticking to the ground, but it's muddy. So it's been a pretty good mudslide all day because I'm going downhill in the mud. So I hate when I'm on the part of the trail that drops right off on the edge, because that's how I fell and broke my wrist last year. So I'm a little nervous in those areas, but yeah, so far it's a good day. Gonna stop for lunch soon because I'm hungry, and that's a good sign. I just don't want it to go right through me. Scratch that part about having lunch. It's 10:30 and I'm not yet at Spivey Gap, but maybe when I get there I'll stop and have a little snack. Oh my gosh, I'm in heaven. Look at this. There's moss as far as my eye can see. This is gorgeous. I'm just before Spivey Gap. It's beautiful. Look at the colors. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in the moss. This is so cool. Look at the trail. I'm just surrounded by moss. It looks like the Keebler elves should be jumping out at me or something. Say hello. Maybe bring me an Easter cookie. This is gorgeous. On the footbridge. Could it get more perfect than this? I'm having a love affair. Holy moly. I don't mean to sound ignorant, but could somebody inform me what's going on with this? Was it an animal? Was it a fire? Look it over here. Hello. So I may have just, I hate to say this, but I think I screwed myself today. I'm not trying to be a baby, but I have to look back to see what the last thing I even said on video was. I know I was happy. I was among the moss, and I was just before Spivey Gap, like a quarter mile or something like that, and feeling fine. But what I didn't say was I just couldn't get the chill out of me, even just last night in my bones. I'm from New England, and I'm telling you, I can take the cold. I've taken the cold the whole time. In the Smokies, when everybody was like, oh my God, it's so cold. If it was, you know, over 20, I was okay. Cold, but okay. My point was I got to Spivey Gap feeling fine, but just chilled. Like my teeth were chattering all day. And I just sat on the step to have a snack, and I was contemplating whether to have lunch or just a snack. And I was still feeling lightheaded though, and I do believe I said that. And I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden I just had this wave of high level fatigue. Like, oh my gosh, like my legs felt like lead. I really just didn't feel well. And so I looked at the map coming up, and it was about 5 or 6 miles to the next shelter, and then 11 miles to actually where I am now, which is Uncle Johnny's back in Irwin, which is where I was heading. This morning when I woke up, even though I was cold and, you know, didn't really feel great, I was going to challenge myself, and it would be 16 miles to here. And I was really like, I'm going to do this. Yes, I can do this. And I'm disappointed, but not in myself, because I did the best that I can. And that's what I asked myself. Am I doing the best that I can? And today I did. I got to Spivey Gap, and I was sitting there and just overwhelmingly just lightheaded and tired, like my feet were in cement or something. And so I sat there a bit and had something to eat, and I was like, I don't know, I'll just go to the next shelter. And right at that moment, as I was wondering what to do, a woman pulled up to drop off a hiker. So I poked my head over, and lo and behold, she was coming right back here. So I said, I'll deal with thinking really clearly about this later. Let me get a hot shower and another bed. Maybe I just left town a day too early. Maybe I just needed another day rest. I don't know. I'm not going to be hard on myself. It is what it is. So I did shuttle back here to Uncle Johnny's. And I've been pretty much in bed most of the day, to be honest with you. I had a hot shower, and it couldn't have been hot enough. And yeah, so I'm going to hike out tomorrow. I feel okay. I do feel weak, I'll be honest with you, but so does everybody else, and I can't just hang out at hostels in Irwin for 2 weeks. So what I'm waiting for is they don't have a planned shuttle to Spivey Gap. It's a $30 shuttle if I specifically request it, and that's what they charge. And even if there's 2 or 3 or 10 of us, it's $30. So I'm looking around for anybody returning to Spivey Gap, and so far I haven't found anyone, but they said just to check in at the office in the morning, and I can split a shuttle with whoever's there. So I'm not going to be pessimistic. I'm just going to hope that I can split the shuttle with other hikers in the morning to keep the cost down, and then head north. Oh, I just saw this. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so someone's got a campfire out back. I might head over there and socialize, but to be honest, I'll probably just go to bed, and that's stinky because I'd like to socialize, but I think I need to go to bed. Does that make sense? So I'll give a little tour either now or in the morning whenever there's fewer people, because I don't really like getting in people's faces with cameras. It's Uncle Johnny's. $0.40 Snickers. Didn't see that. Can't beat that. This is the office here. In the front door, this is the office, and this is a great resupply, basic resupply, ramen and all that. And this is Echo. So yeah, you can get, some basic gear. I got a new Tyvek for under my tent, which I'll discuss later. and there's some snacks. I had a Hot Pocket, you know, basic food. And what's the cat's name?
That one's Prairie.
Hi, Prairie. So beautiful. Yeah, so far this has been very comfortable when I got too tired to keep hiking. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Pretty clean and comfortable and a lot of good people.
We do a good job around here.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so heading back outside.
All right.
Hello. It's a nice sitting area here.
Yeah.
Big picnic tables, giving a little tour.
Oh, okay.
And then right here is the hostel, which is basically the bunkhouse. And that's where I am. It's the cheapest. Oh, just basic bunks. And I'm over there. And there's another room, but I'm not going to go in there because it's not my stuff. Hiker boxes, hiker pantry. I didn't even ask about these. I'm wondering if those are for hikers to use and pedal into town. That would be kind of cool. I don't know how far town is, but anyway, you turn, and the only downside is you have to walk outside to go to the bathroom, but it's very clean. Hello.
Hello.
There's private cabins. Actually not private, there's a few beds, but you know, if you have a group of people that you know, you can just reserve it and split there. And then this is the bathhouse here. Shower was hot and clean and wonderful. And I won't go over and get in their faces, but you can see a group of people over there having a fire and socializing. So it's only 7:30, so I figure if I lie down and I'm really tired, I will fall asleep. And if not, I'll go socialize.